Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings. It is Sasha Campbell-Garbutt, your health and personal freedom coach, aka the gangster of transformation and the closet MC. Feels like I haven't checked in a while. First thing I want to say is thank you to the almost 1,500 people that viewed my poetry video, Red, White, and Drew. Please watch, please share, and let it resonate within you. I have a confession to make. A lot of people see me here from the coach's standpoint, people that grew up with me. Shout out to Jeff, Karen, everybody watching. John, peace, how you doing? A lot of people see me in this position and think that I've never had any fears. And a lot of people think that because I'm a coach, I have overcome. And the truth is, I'm overcoming things every day. That's how I grow. That's how I'm better able to serve. One of the things I was afraid to do is to question things. And a lot of us have been conditioned not to question anything. And that has really began from before we were born. We were told not to question authority. We were told not to question religion. We were told not to question those who have certain titles. And because we have had that ingrained in us, our natural curiosity, which is to question things, lies dormant because we were told if we question things, we're either going to hell or we're going to get in trouble or we're going to be seen as defiant. And here we are in this unique time in our world that we are being at least forced to question things that don't resonate within us. And even though we've been conditioned not to, the need to question more is coming more and more up. So I want to welcome you guys to this space to drop any questions about anything that you have been afraid to. We are in such a shift in our world. It's almost like there's two universes being created. Those that believe everything that's being said and those that question it, whether silently and openly. And I am here to open that space up for you, okay? One of the things I question is that I was afraid to, and I'm being honest. One of the things I've questioned was religion. I used to question things about religion, but I was scared. I was scared too because I was afraid of abomination. I was afraid of ruffling feathers. And one of the things I noticed is that when you study, for one example, Jesus, there's many people you could study in the hundreds and thousands of years of our existence. But Jesus was someone who questioned everything. The fact that he lived and upset people, didn't get along with religious people, didn't hang out with the rich, snooty people, didn't follow natural authority. It's one of the things that really could be our superpower in this time. I remember one time I was going to church and I questioned Genesis 1:26. I believe it's Genesis 1:26. And it says, "Let us create man in our image and likeness." And the first thing I asked myself is, who is us? Who is us? In the beginning, God, Source, created heaven and earth. And his spirit came and washed over the water. And I was like, wow. So I know before they created man in verse 26, and before he said, let there be light in verse 3, there was 23 verses of other things that were created before man. There was water, there was the creepy crawly things, there was the ocean, there was the seeds, there was all the stuff that was created before us. So when I asked someone, I said, who's the us they were speaking to? They said, well, it's the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I said to myself, well, wow, man, who is what people say, God is man and Jesus is man, wasn't created until verse 26. So in my mind, I said, well, the us that they're thinking about, I automatically referred to the things that were created before us, according to the word. And it said the creepy, crawly things and the birds and the ocean and the plants and the vegetation. Now, the God that I know of, which gives me the power that I have, cannot be confined into one book or into a man and woman. Those are all labels given, right? But all the things that were created before me or very much me, because God is omnipotent, all power, and omnipresent everywhere. So in everywhere and everything is God. And if these things were created before me, the trees, the plants, the waters, the creepy crawlies, the seeds, those are God. So when I understand that I am everything and God is everything, I look to nature and I am happy to see that expression of God is in everything. And those things had a role in creating me. So the essence of the tree, the resilience of the tree, and the nourishment of the tree, and the power and the vastness is the ocean. It's the same image and likeness. We get caught up in image, but it's the same likeness that I and you guys were made into. How much more empowering does that make you feel to know that you are not only a man in flesh, you are everything that is the expression of God. And if we need to take that a step further, that means God is in everything, omnipresent. God is in what we see as good, and God is what we see as bad. God is also in our belief. So people experience things based on what they believe. So here we are in this world, and there's two groups of people. There's people that say this virus and all these rioting is the worst thing that can happen to mankind, and because they believe it, so it is. And there's people that say this is happening because God is in everything, and I understand that there's a great shift that's coming because the veil is being ripped out. What do you want to believe? And how do you choose to create your reality? Because we have been gifted this wonderful thing called free will, and you could choose to believe what you want. But at the end of the day, what you believe is going to create your world. So this is where we're going to start to see the paradigm shift. And the question I have for you guys is, what do you want to believe? You can create a life that's full of love and full of justice and full of depth, or you could create a life that's full of rules that were not given by Creator, but not given by God. You can live in a world that's full of fear and full of not having you be an independent thinker and a critical thinker. Let me know what you guys choose. And if you're afraid, it's okay to feel afraid, because our indoctrination right now is superseding our vastness and our greatness. This is part of the thing that I'm called to do as a coach, as a personal freedom coach. You know, if you want to see true examples of freedom, look at the people that are living despite of. Look at the people who are helping shift the environment that you admire. Understand that could be your world too. But some of my greatest discovery about how vast God was in questioning the very way it was translated to me. A relationship with God is something personal. When you know that God is omnipotent and omnipresent, you walk with God all the time. When Kanye said Jesus walks, it didn't mean that this figure that they have told us God looks like walks with you. It means when you walk with you walk with God. And when you walk by the trees, you walk with God. And when the breeze blows on you, you walk with God. And when you dip your foot in the ocean, you walk with God. That's what I call power. I am your personal freedom coach, and I challenge any of you guys who are afraid to question things because you think you were going to hell. Trust me, as much as I've questioned stuff, I would have been in hell 11 times. I want to help you understand that you could experience heaven on earth, because everywhere we are is where God is. And God created the heavens, and we don't have to wait to die to get there. I love you guys very much, and I want your freedom more than you know. If you want to take this walk along with me, DM me. If you know someone who needs some help with expressing their true nature, which is the vastness of God, have them holler at me. Remember, as you were born, so was the solution. Go back and watch my video, Red, White, and Blues, Drew, and share it, because the world needs to know. Change is here, and it begins with you and I. Peace.